YouTube decided I'm no longer allowed to use the music in my intro, so now, until I find another one, you're stuck with my voice.
What is up guys, this is Lintheo, coming at you with a video about Yu-Gi-Oh! In general and how you play the game. We all know that there is a big competitive edge to Yu-Gi-Oh! Everyone wants to kind of win, they want to top those World Championships, they want to win those YCSs, and they want to bring home the big prizes and get their name out there. But once upon a time, back in the early days, or maybe not just back in the early days, maybe you only play Yu-Gi-Oh! For this reason. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about fun. I don't know about you, but whenever there's some form of competitive edge to a game, it doesn't matter what type of game, it could be a video game, could be a card game, could be, just a very simple game that you used to play back in the schoolyard. There's always a competitive edge and it always gets slightly ruined by certain people. The reason being is that people just want to be the best that they can and they will do anything to get to that point. It's quite difficult to say that what reason you play the game for, and the reason for the video is I kind of want to discuss kind of what you guys play the game for. Do you play it for just fun? Do you play it for to become the best that you can, for the competitive edge? Or, is it just something that you kind of dip in and out of? You like playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, you like to go to locals, but you don't really go to the big tournaments. That's a very legitimate thing that you can say. There's no wrong answer. It's all down to you and how you enjoy the game and how you interpret the game into your life. Because we're all very different people, we're all very busy people a lot of the times, or we might have nothing to do. It just depends on how you enjoy the game and how it fits into your life. Personally, I like to play the game competitively, but there is one thing I love doing, is finding just every so often I'll get bored of the meta. It might be the most enjoyable meta ever, but I'll get bored of it and I'll get bored of the decks the main decks that I'm running, meta decks that I'm running, and I'll go and find something interesting and kind of play around with it. As you saw with one of my previous deck profiles, the Exodia Quasar deck, not competitive meta at all, but it's a bit of fun and it's something different and it gets my creative juices going and the deck building skills, and a lot of the time that's what I really enjoy. Other decks that I'm really like kind of playing around with and the ideas that I've got is King of Skull Servants. I just love that card, so like currently playing around with decks like that. Convulsion of Nature is quite a cool card as well, a cool concept that I'd quite like to play around with, which I have been. The card is testing for quite interestingly. The Utopia deck with all the equips, that's quite a cool different concept. There's just so many out there that the game never really gets boring for me, but I do get a bit bored of the kind of like the grab for the competitive scene. But you might turn around and say, oh well, that's because you're not good enough. If you were good enough, you wouldn't have to grab for it, you just take it. Well, whatever, you can call me whatever you want, but at the end of the day I'm not really bothered by the fact that if I'm never a big name, if I never win a big tournament, so be it. I can only play as good as I am. But the game's just about fun for me. It's about socialising with different people. It's about having a good laugh. It's about building fun decks. Bottom line, about having a lot of fun. When I was younger, I got into the game with friends. We all went to a market stall and found this new game, this brand new thing that came out, and it was back in the day with the original Star Decks and Legend of Blue Eyes. It was the first one out. We were really excited about it. It's a really brand new concept for us. I never want that excitement, that edge to go away from it, because I know that if that excitement goes away from the game, even if it goes from the meta, that's fine. It doesn't matter, because I've fallen in out of love with the metas, as everyone does. That's why you either take a break or you just start building fun decks. And I build fun decks. I build something different, kick up my creative side for the actual game. But if that ever goes away, then I think that'll be the time to set Yu-Gi-Oh! Down. But to be quite honest, I've gone through many metas and many different things. I've gone through university where I took an official 3-year break because I wanted to concentrate on my studies. And I never left the game. I always played online, I always kept up to date with the cards, and when I went back home I played with my friends who I originally started up the game with. It was always fun. That's kind of what I want to know. What aspects of the game do you find fun? Like, do you want to be like the head, the honcho? Do you want to aim for that competitive spot and be well known? Do you kind of just prefer playing it fun? A bit of fun at locals with friends and such? Or do you kind of like me, you're a bit of on the fence? So let me know down in the comment section below. I want to know kind of also what fun decks you also play around with. Not the meta ones, I don't want to hear any meta decks. It can be whatever you want, just not meta. I guess it can be previous meta, which is completely fine, but you need to step back a little bit. But try and be as fun and creative. Think of the wackiest decks you ever thought of. Might never have worked. It might have been a complete fail. You still enjoyed playing it. So do let me know. Thanks, guys. As I said, comment down in the section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.